Yerp. Yerp, yerp, yerp. How's it going, person? If you would like to message me, you can on the little bar on the side.
What did I go hiking for, eh?
Alright, let's see here. In my car. Oh, right. Yeah. We're gonna come up with a topic.
Hello?
Townley's on the line too.
Hey, Trev.
All right. I need your whole crew over at Cape Catfish. We're moving on the chemical weapons plant.
Nah. I just gave something to Lester. I need to deal with some stuff. Get back to Los Santos. Just, give me a week.
We got the equipment with your Polito money. The gangbanger's already on the way. The window's open, my friend, and you are jumping out of it.
Shit.
Los Santos ain't going anywhere, bud.
Alright, so come up with a topic. We're gonna come up with a topic. And that topic is gonna be let me turn that off. Let's see here. God damn it. Oh, let's see. Come up with a topic. The topic of today, let's talk about, think about, let's see here. I think about the niceness of people and how they kind of project society into a, it depends on what you think about, I guess, as far as, I'd say a want or a need, I guess. You son of a bitch. Where's the goddamn motorcycle? I hear it. Or maybe that's something else. Never mind. Okay. Let's see here. I say there's a lot of reasons why I myself don't always know about or always believe in positive reinforcement in a situation. There are a lot of reasons why people choose to have positive reinforcement in society, and choose to think about nothing but happy thoughts and have that get them through the day, and have that make them feel like they're doing something important, like they're doing something meaningful. But there are bigger reasons why I oh, nice. There are bigger reasons why I choose to take someone who it's really hard to say that someone has been or was son of a bitch to say that someone has been or was going through trauma or any kind of abuse, I guess. What they respond to and what they don't respond to. Sometimes what they think is positive reinforcement or positive they confuse positive reinforcement for harping or even sarcasm, I guess. Sarcasm. I said sarcasm, but sarcasm. Yeah. God damn it. Yeah. That was close as shit. They were confused. What people would call a negative reinforced a negatively reinforced part of life with a positively reinforced part of someone's intent, I guess. They don't choose to see a person yelling at them to tell them to get up and do something, to get up and go, or to be somebody, or to be somebody, or to do something with their life. They confuse that yelling or that negative reinforcement with a positive tone, like because of the way that we consume media today. in some ways because of the way that we make our the way that we make our way through this world, and the way that we try to see some glimmer of hope inside a what's the word? Inside someone's words, even though their intent or tone is completely and utterly flagrant or and that's the reason, I guess, for some people confusing negative reinforcement for positive reinforcement. It's like we've listened to loud music all the time or something like that, and we don't think that someone who has malicious intent on someone else, or even the person who's listening to the music, we believe that there's malicious intent on what's the word? On the way someone
Lester better play it right with that.
it's really hard to it's really hard to come up with a topic sometimes. But I know that the reason why people I know the reason why people come up with certain things is to be able to make sure that they can get their point or message across in 20 to 30 words or less. Like, the reason something is made
You! Give me back my money!
one last chance to get smart. You got no idea who you're messing with. What is...
Dispatch, Park located.
This is total bullshit.
Suspect last seen in a red 4-door.
Look alive, he's running.
No way.
Roger.
I think there's a lot of reasons. I think there's a lot of reasons why I
See some bad drivers, but you. Woo-hoo-hoo.
why I find it hard to talk about positive reinforcement. Why I find it not easy to talk about negative reinforcement. That the reasons why people themselves respond negatively to positive reinforcement sometimes is because they're so used to people being positive and then being negative afterwards.
Look out!
They're so used to people themselves saying they want to help and then immediately getting frustrated. Maybe that's a tone that people are used to sometimes.
Roger that.
Ah, fuck's sake.
But I hate arguing. I will purposely make it look like I'm a crazy person.
505 east of,
I will purposely say something completely absurd just to get out of an argument.
Cops. Fucking beautiful.
Purposefully. I will purposefully say something like that. Say something completely and utterly absurd, no matter how crazy or stupid it sounds. And if to get out of a relationship, I will be the stupidest person. I will literally walk into a pile of sharks. Because I know that in that situation, that person created that situation for me to choose. The person created that situation for me to choose between me or between them and a pile of sharks.
Dispatch, we have a visual. Moving in.
And I know for a fact that the pile of sharks will not be degrading in any way. They'll try to eat me, but they won't passive-aggressively make comments.
Suspect doing 70 miles per hour in a silver sedan.
What is this bullshit?
Like, the sharks will try to tear me limb from limb. And after they're done with me, they'll just spit me out because they know that I'm not food.
They're getting on the freeway.
10-4.
Because it's not what they're used to. but I know for a fact
Suspect doing 70
that they
miles
won't
per
force
hour.
me into a relationship that I myself am only half aware of.
Class A Premier.
Or even maybe just half interested in. And sometimes it's insured. Stupid fucker. Yeah, positive to negative reinforcement can be negative reinforcement can be absolutely eye straining and hurtful in some ways because it insults the intelligence of the person that's actually receiving it.
Suspect last seen in a dark gray performance car.
It's like a video game telling you what you already know about the video game. It's like you've already pressed all the buttons, you already know what to do and how to do it. But instead of the video game showing you something new, it just tells you something you already know. Granted, I'm not going to try to, what's the word, evaluate a relationship as if it were a video game. But it's the only thing I play sometimes. So there's that. Let's say that I have a lot of relationship issues, but I don't have any more relationships.
I see the perp. We're in pursuit.
I'm not perfect. I'm really not perfect, and I know this for a fact. But I also know that positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement are two different things. And there is no fine line between them. What the hell? I find that a lot of times, the people that I get into projects with either didn't want me around for the rest of it and only wanted to hear my ideas about it because they wanted to come out with a product themselves,
I have eyes on the target.
or only wanted to get into the project to get to know me better and to get to know exactly what I wanted because they thought that I was cool. Now, invariably, I think that
Dispatch, we're on the scene. Requested assistance.
invariably, I think that both of those certain situations are completely dodging, but their intent is completely different.
Units reporting a reckless driver near the Hill Valley Church.
And my intent to want to go into either one of those situations is slim to none sometimes.
Suspect last seen a dark gray Obey 9F.
My intent to want to build on top of those situations or to make those situations into a relationship are completely and utterly just fraudulent.
Officers report a reckless driver close to the Eastern Harmony Motel.
Only when another person actually wants to go into a relationship or actually is ready to go into a relationship, and also wants to go into a relationship with me? Am I ever confident or well endowed with any sort of intent to want to be in a relationship with them, or to even, or maybe to even have a night, I guess, a night of fun and interest,
A reckless
or
driver west of the Redwood Lights motocross track.
goddamn. There are a lot of reasons why I would choose someone who is what people would call, because I wouldn't call it that, what some people would call less attractive, or what some people would call a cougar, I guess, or having a lot to do with a certain person or a certain situation, within the rights of wanting to be able to make that person be the right kind of person for you, or having a situation turn into something that is more than just a fling, or a build on top of a makeshift foundation sort of thing. No matter the way that they look or the way that they feel as though that they're gonna be I like people who are confident in themselves, because the confidence makes me confident. I'm naturally introverted, but sometimes I am sociable to a point where I myself can get to a certain place and I feel comfortable there. Whenever I feel as though that someone is confident in me, I feel like the positive possibilities of a certain situation are endless. The positive situations that I can attain and make sure that I can get and be able to have for myself really unrealistic. And that's the difference, I think, that positive to negative reinforcement has on a certain relationship that I want to make, or that I feel as though that I really am motivated to turn something positive into something completely, and something negative into something negative into completely something utterly positive. Sorry, bud. I find out that there are certain reasons why I myself want to make a reason to be able to have a different thought or something more positive that I can be able to make into something that I want to be able to build upon. A relationship that I can be proud of and not feel like I'm being pushed down into the ground. And no, none of us are being pushed down into the ground. We're moving at a slow enough, what is it, temperate, we're moving at a temperate, pace. The temperate pace means it's not actually pushing us down, but it's holding us, right? All the molecules of gravity are holding us to the surface of the world. I find out a lot of times, and I do apologize to people sometimes because of my not my upbringing, but my impatience, I guess. Because it is of no consequence of my parents or whatever happened with my parents, the reasons why I have such little patience sometimes for negative thoughts or negative reinforcement. Well, I guess it is a reason, but also too, I think my mom had a lot to do with it, because my mom didn't take my dad's shit. Even though my dad was kind of, I guess my dad was trying to be honorable or something like that. But in the same sense, he was being, in some ways, insensitive. Because it's like there are always, no matter what you're doing, no matter if you feel like something, you're being accomplished for something, there is also something that you need to realize, that you, in some ways, you have to survive. You have to be able to make stuff for yourself and to be able to do things for yourself. And no, you're not always going to be able to pick up that rock and make sure that that rock itself, or that thing that you want to make it into, is always going to be like that. You're not always going to have free labor either. Because children are free labor, and it's in a society where people themselves work for a living. It's real. I was free labor. But only as I did my own clothes and I did my own stuff, and my mom basically had the the washer made, and she really wanted to improve on things. She really wanted to make things better, and my dad didn't want that. He wanted to be able to turn himself into like this big old like hero, and he was like, and that's the way that happened, sort of thing. And my mom had enough of it. My mom didn't want it to hear it anymore. She wanted to hear, hey, I got this thing for both of us, and I think that we both are gonna really enjoy it. I really think that that's what she would hear in the beginning of some relationships, in the beginning of the relationship with her and my dad. And my dad was more of, he tried to be honorable, but he didn't really have the patience to be able to sit through something, because of the fact that he didn't have a good relationship with his he didn't have a really great relationship with his female counterparts as far as things went. He would blame people for things sometimes, and not really blame people, but moreover become impatient with people, and there were just more reasons over time, and my mom had enough of it, and she thought that it was time to let things go. And I don't think that it was a bad decision. I don't think that my dad realized what he was doing. I don't think that my dad understood, because there are men that really don't understand the stuff that they do. There are women that, and making people, I guess, and people who believe that they are the main character in their own story, that they are the only one that deserves the rights to be able to do things. But it's and they are the only reasons why like they're the only reasons why there are people that go through trauma that pick apart every single other person in the world, that constantly think that somehow they're gonna get hurt, or they're gonna, and through those actions or those people, they start to realize that they decided that they were gonna get hurt a long time ago, and through that decision-making process, they decided that there was a that there was a big reason why they thought that they were going to get hurt by so many odd people, or just one person, and that one person really needs, or that one person really needs to look introspectively within themselves and realize the actions that they took because of the things that were around them. Realize the people that they don't understand every time they look and see the world. Realize the things that they're not connected to. Realize the reasons that they're not, that those situations that they went through aren't real in some ways. That the situations they went through, they made worse by reacting the way that they did. No matter if they were a victim or a perpetrator. And the more you start to realize that you have to change your outlook on something or someone, or even an entire view of people, then you have to realize that sometimes the fictional or the made up or the pretend has an effect on what is real. That no matter what, you have to realize that there are real reasons why there are real reasons why something happens and someone is affected. And through that effect, people themselves get paranoid, and through those traumas, people themselves start to realize, or their mind starts to go in a certain place, and that place itself is derived of all the fears that they ever had or ever could come up with. And more than just that, they have to realize that the more they start to be paranoid about those fears, the more they start to build a certain aspect of falsehood inside of a reality. And they start to realize, or start to try to realize, what they're thinking about in a certain situation that's happening in their head. The mind itself cannot be a prison, but a prism, a reflection of everything that's absolutely happened through the distortion of what the mind actually does. And within those realms, there are actual truths and there are actual falsehoods. And what the person has to realize is that through certain falsehoods, the truth has been shown to a person that realizes neither logic nor logical thinking. Nor even evaluation. Realizing that you can come to a real conclusion about something through the falsehoodity or the fictional logic. But realize that in itself is not it's not a reality that can be built It's not a place that you can go to and feel and see, besides the amount of gray matter or brain material that is used to build it. That there is no actual math that can, or the conclusion that can take your brain, but you have to realize that as you're going through every single one of those falsehoods or every single one of that fiction, there is another part of your brain that you're not paying attention to, that you need to realize, that is actually building on those things and making those situations themselves through falsehood as they are in basic reality. Or the possibility of a falsehood, or the possibility of a fiction, through the mind making all the things that you've known or have seen, touched, tasted, smelled, or even heard, or any of those things. It's building a world around you. Basically, that is what people would call the Matrix, or what people would call, that's the metaphor for everything inside of that falsehood, inside of that fictional world. It's the fact that your brain can build vast and amazing places for you as your consciousness to be able to delve into and go with. But there are so many real reasons why you should not delve into that, why you should study more, realize the facts, and not spend every single waking day inside of a book. But also realize that the more you delve into reality, the more you need a place of reference. And the more reference you need, the more realization you'll come to. And through that, you can heal. Through being able to logically pick out what happened, how it happened, how you felt, and how it actually went down.
Oh, man, that... Oh.
Logic can heal the imaginative side, and imaginativeness can heal what people would call, and also even invent, or even compound on what logic has to offer. There are no two sides of your brain that are at war. There are two sides of your body that build on each other. What you can see and what you can't. The mind builds on what it can't see. It builds and comes up with whatever possibility, however so unbelievably thin or so unbelievably impossible or improbable it is. That imaginative side builds on what logic itself provides. Logic is things you've seen. Things you've seen, heard, smelled, tasted, or touched. Or things that your parents have experienced that you've learned from them. But realize that everything that your parents experience change over time. Because our environment is constantly changing. No matter if we are changing as psychologically or not. I realize that people have problems. I realize that people don't know how to solve them sometimes. And I also realize that there are certain parts of certain relationships that are absolutely detrimental to both sides. And I know it because I experienced it. And I tried to break it down as much as I could inside my own head. And through that, I was able to start studying whatever the hell I could, however the hell I could, no matter what. Every single thing that I possibly even could. I was literally not even a sponge, but I was the metaphorical calculation of what a sponge could be.
Now I already asked you nicely. Where is the motherfucking money?
Walk the fuck away, pal, or you got the same problem.
Man, am I glad you came along. Come on, let me sort you out. I gotta get my karma back on track. Over here, I got some paper stashed in the car.
And at no point did you think about giving that to the guys about to kill you.
Them bikers ain't right in the head. Who blasts a fool over a half a key?
Drug dealers who don't get paid, that's who.
Shit, get out! There's more! you're no joke, dog. I prayed for a crazy motherfucker, and the big man came through. This is for you. You earned it. Now, we should bounce.
Yay, $1,000. So yeah, I think a lot about stuff like that, and I really realize through a certain number of feelings and through a certain number of emotions and logical thinking that there are absolutely real reasons why you yourself, or maybe even you as a friend, or you as a colleague, or you as a business partner, should realize that there are big reasons why you should legitly be able to make a positive difference in who you are as a person. You should make and realize that there are certain limitations to what you can and can't do. And also realize that those limitations don't have to be permanent or immediate, or any time you can change anything or any part about what you feel is the right thing for you to do. And you can be the right kind of person for yourself and the person who you're with. Just make sure that who you're with, and realize this while you're in the infancy of stages, the infancy of your relationship. Realize this, that what you should do and how you should do it affects everything about your relationship. No matter what you communicate, how you communicate to them, and how important that person is to you. Because you can continue to do the same things over and over again and realize that your loss is the person next to you. Because that's what it'll be. That's what it always is.
Jesus!
The biggest reasons you could ever possibly look into a situation is because they're affecting someone around you. And no matter what those reasons are, or no matter what those things are that are affecting the person around you, if it's not important to affect you, then the relationship isn't important enough.
Oh, man!
And the real reasons why you're in the relationship should come through. Because if it was just out of convenience, then it's not going to last for long. And if it does last for long, that says a lot about both of you. Not that you're both meant for each other because of your fucked upness. But that you're so hurt, both of you, that you don't even know what true love is anymore. That you don't even know what emotional connection is.
Baby, what are you doing? Neighbors are gonna see this.
That you're so put up.
You're always at that fucking golf course.
You know I've got a competition coming up. Look, can't we talk about this inside?
Oh, really? You think I was born yesterday? Who plays golf at midnight?
That's it! Walk away like you always do! Hey, you! Listen, can you give me a ride? My wife's gone crazy. I'll throw some dollars your way.
Yeah, I would if I had a vehicle to give you a ride in. Let me see what I can do.
Okay, I'll wait here and take a good long look at my life, strewn all over the front yard.
I need to borrow your car, lady.
Realize that there are big reasons why there's a certain number of relationships that fail.
Thanks, man. Just let me grab my favorite iron. Just not getting that. What a mess. A really great wardrobe out for all to see. Whatever. I can't deal with it right now. Can you drop me off at the golf club in Richmond? At least I know I'll be welcome there.
So, you're just gonna leave all your stuff in the driveway?
Yeah, I'm not giving her the satisfaction of cleaning that up. I'll go to the club, get a few drinks in me, and hope either her meds have kicked in or the gin is worn off by the time I get back. I appreciate you doing this, by the way. I know it's kind of a weird one. What's your name?
Michael,
Good to meet you. I'm Castro.
what is that? Italian? Spanish?
Pure wasp, I'm afraid. My sister's called Muffy, so I think I got off lightly. No! No! Oh, my lord! No!
Oh shit.
No! All the way, right? Oh, my lord! No! No!
There's the golf club.
Oh, my lord! No! No!
See if we can drop him off somewhere.
Oh, my lord! No! No! Oh, my lord! Look out!
Damn!
Get money.
So you're gonna drive into me?
Got you, son.
Give me.
Alright, but yeah, realize that your relationship, no matter what it is, no matter business, no matter logical, no matter business or pleasure or any of that thing, any of that stuff, personal in some way, shape or
Oh, you
form,
don't see me driving?
realize that through your relationships, physical bounds and that if you pass into those boundaries, or pass through those boundaries of which that person set, or the parameters that they wanted to be able to bend or make or fully take into consideration,
What is this
to
shit?
if you first fully take into consideration that your mate has needs, and that your friends have boundaries, I guess, then I guess you'll start to build a better relationship on the bounds of making a better relationship for yourself. And if you have to change friends, or if you ever have to realize that that your friends aren't the right type of people for you,
miles per hour on North Sheldon Avenue.
This is total
also don't
bullshit.
assume anything about your friends or your mate.
I know what I'm having for dinner.
Realize there's a big difference between having a relationship
Natural fucking selection.
and milking someone for their emotions. There's a difference between building a healthy relationship and having someone there for someone to be able to look at and say, "Oh my God, that dude's got a girlfriend," or "That chick's got a boyfriend." They're such a cute couple. Oh my gosh. I don't live for that. I never lived for that. It's annoying as shit. It's so annoying. I actually find it annoying when people call whatever a cute couple. Yeah, it's annoying. I don't get into relationships to be cute. I get into relationships because of a person is attractive, and then I eventually say, wow, this is the person for me. Because of how supportive and how fun and how really awesome and really up to beat they are. And also too, getting into a relationship is the best way to get into a relationship is to realize that both people have ways to support themselves. And not to pick up a person because they are dependent on you. Because you'll always have a reason to break up with them, you know? I've experienced that firsthand, as in been in a relationship where I was the one that wasn't making the money. And she just decided that she was gonna throw her weight around like her ex-husband did. And because I wasn't making the money, I wasn't making the decisions. So yeah, there's been certain situations where I myself have had to say, you know what? I'm not arguing. I'm just gonna leave. Have a good one. But of course, in the same sense, I still care about that person. Because I cared about the person before. But also, too, when your parents play a part in your relationship, you have to understand that your parents don't know what you go through. No matter what they say, no matter how they say it, no matter the way they say it, they didn't know the time you spent to be able to make a relationship out of nothing. Or to be able to make a relationship out of just two people meeting each other and finding each other attractive. So, that's that. And I'm at an hour and 7 minutes, and I'm ready to go.
Hello?
Ain't you just the prettiest thing?
You son of a bitch.
Oh, shit. This is not good.
I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. It's okay. Got a cheat code. Yay! Oh, we're gonna kill this mofo. I think there's a real big mess of people who believe that if they argue and fight enough, then they'll won't have the responsibility of getting into the relationship or being in the relationship. I myself, for one, know that I'm going to after the argument's done. But the choice to have the argument or not have the argument is when the person starts to really realize that the relationship isn't for them. And when people actually do come to that choice, when people actually do come to that set of choices, because there are so many different ways to put it. Or you can be quiet, you can break up over a text message, you can do something completely terrible and stupid to make the other person feel like shit, or you can say absolutely nothing and realize that relationship just isn't for you at the time nor the place. God damn it, I don't have any armor on or anything. And it's annoying. Got my clothes back. There are also many reasons why people themselves deserve a break. Either with the person or without the person. And also, fake arguments are just annoying as shit. And they do turn into real arguments eventually. Because if you're just arguing to turn each other on, then eventually you're going to piss each other off. Either literally or figuratively. Because you view constantly having sex with one another and thinking that it's going to be cool or fun, then you'll just piss each other off. And no, sex isn't like peanut butter and jelly, it's like sex. And water is water, you fucktards. And proverbs are fucking stupid when you're talking about sex. And also, oh man, so many different things that I need to say and want to say, but I have to go to the bathroom. So, you know, who cares, right? So,
Whoa, too close.
gonna Gonna go into right lane. And I'm gonna go take this this train, man. Train! Yeah, I'm good. So remember, whenever you're thinking about doing stupid shit, just realize that other people have done that stupid shit before, and you can talk to a counselor. You can talk to a counselor. You can talk to a counselor. In a relationship, not like really stupid shit. Like, I blew up this squirrel. That's just stupid. That's dumb, because you could have had that squirrel for dinner if the groundwater isn't poisonous. It's the reason why people in the city don't hunt, because they know that the amount of chemicals that are in the water supply, to be able to clean the water supply by themselves, they're not really like, they get filtered out over time. They put fluoride in it, you know, make your teeth whiter, stuff like that. But sometimes it can actually give you fluoride itself is a chemical that can eat away at enamel. Over time it can. It doesn't build on enamel. There's no chemical that builds on enamel. It's only your actual teeth that grow and fortify themselves. But realizing that there are certain aspects of a relationship that deserves and also it needs your own attention, your own undivided, unrelenting attention. Not an argument. Also know that the same jokes over and over can get absolutely annoying. Like, just completely and utterly annoying. I know, because I've experienced that. Or the same tactics to get you back into a relationship. Stuff like that. So, alright. Be yourself, and you are your own one-man bomb squad. Metaphorically speaking. You can diffuse situations before they happen. You can make a better future, brighter tomorrow, just by explaining your feelings. Doing something that's positive, or just making sure that a person has what they need. Be yourself, and always understand that these are my game therapy rants. I am not a professional. I do not say that I'm a professional. I just share what I have when I've gone through my experiences. Alright. Have a good day. And I'm gonna go really close to this thing. And I'm gonna make it explode. Yeah! Cool. That was fun. Damn it! It messed up my circle of healing.
We have a 996.
Alright, have a good day. Enjoy yourself. And have a good